The next quiz. Guys, you are going to get out of it what you put into it. And so far, I hear a whole lot of distraction that is just, it means you're not going to learn from your mistakes. I certainly hope by now you have a notebook going of where you make a record of your mistakes and that you learn from them. I watched an interesting video on Friday that talked about how humans learn, and it said that through neurological studies now, they can actually see, if you know what neurons and synapses are, but they can see your brain actually creating new synapses when you make errors, where you make mistakes. Somehow, scientifically, they're able to do this. I don't understand how, but they can see this. And it says that by far the most powerful way of learning is by making mistakes. The human brain, it maximizes its ability when you make mistakes. So with that in mind, it makes sense to me what I've been saying all along for all of these kids. God bless. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you.
Thank you.
For what I've been saying all along for all of these years, namely that you really should have a separate notebook where you keep a record of your mistakes. That way you can go over and repeatedly search out where you had made your errors, which gives you your brain more opportunities to build those synapses. Okay, so let's take a look now at our quiz. And there were 4 kids who got 100. Some got 75s. I'm not too worried about 75s, but there were a number of 25s. This is not good. If you're getting 25 on this quiz and you don't have a notebook to write down the things you got wrong so that you can repeatedly go over the things you got wrong, you are making exactly the kind of decision that somebody who regrets their Regents grade makes. You are doing now exactly what you should do if you want a disappointing, perhaps even failing grade. Now, if you want a good grade, you need to have that notebook going and keep a record of the things that you got wrong. All right, so we take a look at the first one, and the key word here is the word scatter plot. I underlined it. Now, if you take this data, yes, in choice 3, you could check off all the points, but a scatter plot never gets connected. It's always just the loose points. Scatter plots lead to line of best fit. Do we ever draw a line of best fit herky-jerk like this?
No.
No. Therefore, with a scatter plot, you should never have a line connecting point to point to point. All right, next up. First term of 10, sixth term of 40. So I write the first term. Okay, there's the second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, sixth term's 40. I've gone up 5 terms. I've also gone up a distance, and it's arithmetic, which means you go up by the same amount every time. I've also gone up a distance of 30, because 10 to 40 is 30. I divide 30 by the 5 spots, and I get that each spot must be 6 units away. So when it came to a formula for this guy, this is the one where they want to find the exact value. So the formula is the first one plus the difference, which is 6, times n minus 1. So 10, the first one, plus 6 times n minus 1. N is 20, so 20 minus 1 is 19. Do the math, 124. Okay, questions? All right, now, I don't think that's overly hard. And I think if you have the notebook and you review this, you'll get it right. Yes, Spencer?
If you're like, all right, so from 10 to 40, you're adding 6 every time, right?
Yes.
So,
And you can copy it 16, 22, 28, 34, 40.
So what you're doing is like, okay, I get it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm minus 1.
I don't know if this is a stupid question, but why are you dividing by 5?
Because I go 5, if the first term is 10 and the sixth term is 40, I had to go up 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since it's arithmetic, every term has to be of the same amount that it goes up by. So it went up a total of 30 from 10 to 40, and it went up a total of 5 places. So that means when I divide, each one had to go up 6. All right. Again, if you could hear in Spencer's voice and in Allie's voice the understanding that just clicked. Those little neurons just built a connection. The problem is with all humans, you, me, every person in this school, if we don't think about it again until the Regents exam, it's not really learned, Caitlin. All it is gone over. It's a big difference between gone over and learned. All right, next up, I take a look at this guy, and this is the graph of a line. What's that? Oh, it's the wrong thing? Oh. Well, I can't believe that. Well, I can get it done here. Oh. Does that mean that? Maybe it went someplace else. I'm looking for scan 9. Oh, a little, I don't know what happened to this, but apparently somehow it got deleted. Come on, here we go. Brief commercial interruption as this gets itself filled out. So when I was doing my fishing over the weekend, I had a pretty epic day on Saturday, and I really, the guy I was fishing with did not have a good day at all, so I didn't want to have another great day on Sunday and then have him get all cranky and whiny. So I didn't fish much, and I let him fish a lot. But at one point, while I was just kind of sitting there, a bald eagle landed in a tree about 50 feet away from me. I got some decent pictures of him, not great pictures. He stayed there for about 10 minutes. So that was pretty cool. I always like when things like that happen. All right. So, here's the last 2 questions from the quiz. No, again.
Just the same one.
I don't know where it is then. I have no idea. I really truly don't know where it is. So, oh, I know where it is. We'll do this one more time. Oh, we don't have much time. Never mind. The answer to number 3 is choice 2. The reason is if you draw the line of best fit and look for the y-intercept, you'll see that it ends up, or you look for the coordinates at that point, it ends up right about there. Now, the last one, you know what, I do need to, sit down. I do need to show you this because you'll learn much better seeing it. I will, at the end of the period, I will scroll through the rest of the answers and put them up on the internet so that you can look them up. There's a lot of explanation with that. So you'll be able to recognize that. Do not ring bell. Hey. It looks to me like this isn't. Here we go. All right, guys, hey, look very quickly. Here's the correct answers. The first one's 72. Look at the line. I go up, I meet, I go over, I'm at 72. This is the one that concerned me most. First off, I didn't even think of putting the recursive form, which some of you did and got right. If you did that, a sub 1 is equal to 7, and then a sub n plus 1 is a sub n plus 4. Or, look, here's my first term. It's 7. I figured out the difference was 4. Subtract, and then 4 times n minus 1. I am going to scroll through the rest of the answers. You guys should have them written down. Oh, now I find the answer. It's all the way at the end then. Yes.
This looks like the same thing out on the board, right?
It's gonna be like 100 that I didn't know. And
Did I mark it wrong?
Yeah, there's a.
Did you miss that? Did I?
Oh, it's-
Maybe I didn't see it because maybe oh, you know what? I must have just looked at the blank. And I didn't see it there. All right, let me give you up 25. What does that move it to?
100.
Good. All right, yes.
Will the test be on like all the questions we've been
Regents
teaching
exam. Anything that we've done all year long.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job. Good catch there, Brian.
Have a good day.
You too. Enjoy. As I scroll through here, if you find something, just stop and look at the explanation. You can come into extra help if necessary.
Paulina Rutkowski to the guidance office, please. Paulina Rutkowski.
Little tricky algebra here. And just substitute. When this was on the Regents, kids messed up this first one, but down here, they ended up getting it right. There's a few different ways. You don't have to do it that way. We've done this question a number of times this year. It's pretty straightforward. It's just the addition property because you add 9 to both sides. Additive inverse means switch the signs. This is something I didn't go over as much as I wanted to, but you're allowed to equal the 12, okay? So that's why the 12 is or equal to. You are allowed to equal 11, but notice the 10 is not or equal to, so you can include the 10. But you did include the 11 because it's between the 10 and the 12, just like the x is bounded in between. Again, any issues, just look at the work on the side. Here's the work for 18. Here's the work for 19. The work for 20. That's about as easy as it gets, the quadratic with the parabola graph. Any vertical line is always x equals a constant, not a negative y, a constant. All right, come on. Let's go. Good morning, how are you? Why are you sick?
Alright, I got sick, right? I felt it like starting to go away, so I'm like pretty sure I like recovered from it.
Okay.
And I think someone called me and now my throat really hurts and I'm like have already known that I'm sneezing, so I think I'm sick.
I don't think it's sickness at all. I think it's more than likely allergies.
Well, I don't have allergies.
You do now.
May 23rd.
But like my throat hurts and stuff.
Please check your house in the morning and please rise for
Chin hit.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joe, why didn't you go all in, buddy?
South Ocean would like to congratulate
You know what?
all of the students that practice-
You only half shaved your head.
Your community
You could have whole shaved the head.
are truly inspiring.
You could have gone all the way.